All right, everybody. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Sunday with Silvers. That's right. Welcome to Sunday with Silvers. I'm John Silvers, and I'm here every Sunday just for you. And you know what? I'm so happy that you're here because I get a chance to share music that I've written, on my trusty guitar here. I get to share some acting and some stories and just kind of whatever's going on for me. And I get to spend some time with you every Sunday from 3:45 to 4:45. I'm on here without fail, 'cause it's never too late, never too late. Ba 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 ba. Never too late to be great. And the crowd goes wild. It's great to see you all. Thank you for being here. I got some friends that I want to shout out that are here a lot. And if I forget some of you, I really apologize. But there are a lot of folks that have been coming on here and telling me that they're really enjoying it. And I'm so happy to hear that. So thank you for showing up. Clayton Stewart, you're always here, man. I appreciate that. And Ed Luboff. All right, brother. Thank you for showing up. And who else can I name? Peggy Cullinane, as always. Some other folks, too. Anyway, it's just great to have you here. And by the way, I'm wearing one of my favorite shirts. I don't know if you can see it. Let me switch to where I can see myself here, because I don't even know what you're seeing. There I am. So, as you see, now I'm not sure if you're reading this backwards or not. It's showing up backwards to me. You can see it says Dinosaur Trainer. Dinosaur Trainer. I thought it was funny. I buy most of my clothes at the thrift store, used, which my wife doesn't really like me to tell people. I don't quite know why, because I'm pretty proud of it. I got some great stuff. I got a Prada suit for $3. Try to find that somewhere. So anyway, great to have you here. Just Christmas is here, or Hanukkah, or Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you celebrate. And I actually wrote a song called The Holidays. I don't know if I can play it. I learned to play through it first rather than try to go straight into it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. My favorite time of year is when the holidays are here. Christmas, Kwanzaa, and Hanukkah. I'm gonna celebrate every single one of them. As long as there's a celebration happening, I'm here. 'Cause the holidays are my favorite time of year. Alright. January and February have marched over the hill. April, May bring showers. What June won't dry, July will. August, September, October, November will surely bring us thrills. But nothing compares to the end of December. For memories I will always remember. My favorite time of year is when the holidays are here. Christmas, Kwanzaa, and Hanukkah. I'm gonna celebrate every single one of them. As long as there's a celebration happening, I'm here. 'Cause the holidays are my favorite time of year. That's right. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Winter solstice is the longest night and shortest day. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. It's the perfect time for us to meditate and pray. That's right. Can you whistle? All right. At 9 a.m. I have bagels and lox beside the Christmas tree. For lunch I celebrate Kwanzaa with a bowl of black-eyed peas. At dinner I have turkey. If you're vegan, there's tofurkey. And if that ain't enough, I top it off with a great big happy mazel tov. Well, your favorite time of year is when the holidays are here. Christmas, Kwanzaa, and Hanukkah, I'm gonna celebrate every single one of them. As long as there's a celebration happening, I'm here. 'Cause the holidays are my favorite time. The holidays are my favorite time. The holidays in so many ways are my favorite time of year. Woo! Pick a chord, any chord. Well, at least I sang it right. Yeah, I was kind of all over the place with the chords there. But that's okay. It's a good practice. I'm going to be playing live pretty soon. I haven't played live. Well, people keep asking me, John, when are you going to play live again? Because I used to play live a lot. Live, like, you know, somewhere where people could come out and see me and listen. And it was a lot of fun. But I played just once a month. I was at a restaurant over here in Culver City, near where I live in California. And yeah, I played there 3 hours, all originals. By the end of it, after doing it for a year, my hand at the end of one of my shows was stuck in this position. I couldn't use it at all, so I had to stop. I think it's funny, but you know, I guess it's partially age. I don't know, just overuse. But hey, I still have it, so I can still do it. But I haven't played live for a while. But I'm going to play live soon. I'm joining a friend of mine named Faith and her musical partner Tom, and they invited me to sit in with them a week from yesterday. So if you're interested in finding out, drop something in the chat. And by the way, just drop something in the chat anyway, whether you're watching on Facebook or you're watching on well, I don't know if you can drop anything in the chat on. I don't think there is a chat on YouTube. But if you're watching this and you want to connect with me, I'd love to connect with you. All you got to do is just send me a message. You can do it on my Facebook page. But I also have a community that I'm starting. It's taken a little while for me to figure out how to actually do it. But I am doing it. And as soon as I get it up and running, I'm going to be offering T-shirts. Not ones that say Dinosaur Trainer, although that would be cool. But ones that say John Silver's or John Silver's music or something cool like that. Or maybe even they'll say Black, White, and Red, White, and Blue, which is one of my songs. Actually, I'm getting ready to release that song. That's a song that I wrote a long time ago about being Black, White, and Native American, and being an American. And I guess, these days that's a pretty interesting topic, right? Because I don't know. I was just reading this. One of the, I think it's the spokesperson for the White House or for the president. This woman, spokesperson, her like brother's ex-wife or something just got apprehended by ICE, and I guess it's pretty crazy these days. I feel really sad for. They said something like 75,000. This was I understand wanting to get rid of or get the people out of our country that are problematic, but I think they said that this was some kind of a poll or something that was done by, I think it was the University of Berkeley. Don't quote me on any of this, but they were saying something like 75,000, 1/3 of the people that have been detained and deported, or at least detained, if not deported by ICE, have no criminal record whatsoever. And then the ones that do, they don't really differentiate, at least the information that's being provided by ICE and by the Homeland Security and all that. It doesn't differentiate between what type of crime they were necessarily committed or convicted of, if they do have anything on their record. So it could be something, nonviolent, even, who knows. But anyway, the point is that being an American is obviously, I think, for a lot of young people, almost somewhat embarrassing these days. But I'm very proud of it, and I think that when you get a chance to travel around and see other countries, and you still recognize the beauty of this country, and there's a lot of stuff going down though. And I wrote a song, as I was saying, called Black, White, and Red, White, and Blue quite a while ago, and it won a songwriting competition against 300 other songs. It goes like this. It's about being mixed racially and being an American. I am a black man, I'm a white man too, I'm all American, just like you, just like you. There's no conflict in my heart over which is my better part. See, I don't wonder who's right, whom I should love and whom I should fight. I am a white man, I'm a red man too, I'm all American, just like you, whoa, 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 just like you. There's a harmony in me I know can prevail in society, and freedom will fill our land the more that we trust our fellow man and woman. That's right. I'm black, white, and red, white, and blue. You cannot hate me and love yourself too, 'cause you're part of me and I'm part of you. Oh, oh, oh. Black, white, and red, white, and blue. Look into my eyes, my sisters and my brothers. Under this great blue sky, we've got to care for each other. The earth is our mother, we believe the same color. Let's love each other right now. Oh, let's love right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm a red man, black and white man too. I'm all American, just like you, just like you. I have chosen to be free of any single social category. If there's one thing you want me to be, then you're missing the beauty of me. Look into my eyes, it says I'm your brother, brother. Under this great blue sky, we've got to care for each other. The earth is our mother, we believe the same color. Let's love each other right now. Oh, let's love right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm black, white, and red, white, and blue. If you love yourself, then you can love me too. 'Cause you're part of me and I'm part of you. Oh, oh, oh. Black, white, and red, white. The earth is our mother. We bleed the same color, yeah. Oh, let's love each other right. The earth is our mother. We bleed the same color, yeah. Oh, let's love each other right. The earth is our brother. Oh, what is it? Our mother. We bleed the same color. The birth could be our brother. Oh, let's love each other right. The earth is our mother. We bleed the same color, yeah. Oh, let's love each other right now. All right. Black, white, and red, white, and blue, yeah. Red, white, and black, white, and blue. Oh, oh, oh. Black, white, and red, white, and blue. Oh, oh, oh. Black, white, and red, white, black, black, and red, and white, and black, and red, and white, and black, and blue, and black, and white, and red, and blue, and yellow, purple, any color will do. Black, white, and red, white, and blue. So yeah, I'm about to release that. I don't think I played the whole thing. If you want to hear the whole thing, you got to buy the album. Well, the record of the release. I'm still trying to figure out how that's going to work. But I am promoting it finally. That song is about, ooh, how old is that song? I think I wrote that song in my late or mid 20s. It's got to be 40 years old, that song. And it still applies, right? This idea that we can choose to love each other as opposed to fight each other. I was thinking about this, everything going on right now, and this how strange it is that we just accept this change of verbiage from the Department of what is it? They call it Department of War. Yeah, I don't know if that's the official name or this guy Hegseth just said, "Oh, I'm gonna change it." But that's not the original name of it. I'm not great with politics, so I can't even remember what they called it, what the the actual name of it is. Let's see, the Department of Defense. Yeah, the Department of Defense. So I guess if you're going to defend yourself, then it's good to be able to do so. And I guess you could say that the Department of War is about defending ourselves, but somehow it just seems so much more aggressive. And I think it was Marianne Williamson or somebody that suggested we consider having a Department of Peace. Not that I'm a huge Marianne Williamson fan. Don't have anything against her, I guess, but I like the idea of the Department of Peace. Why not? I mean, if we're going, there's this belief that if we focus on something, that we're going to get more of it. So if we're focusing on war, even Mother Teresa said she was invited to a anti-war rally back in, I don't know if it was the 60s. I think it might have been a Vietnam War thing. And she was invited to this anti-war rally, and she said something to the effect of, thank you so much, but I won't be attending. However, when you create a pro-peace rally, invite me because I'll be there. And I think she really understood that you focus on what you want and not on what you don't want, and then you get more of what you want. Yeah. Anyway, maybe you believe that, maybe you don't. What I believe is that if I focus on putting myself out there and putting positive music out there, which is my goal, if you were here a couple weeks ago, you probably heard me rewrite the words to Van Halen's Ain't Talking About Love, and it's I'm talking about love, because I am talking about love. That's all I'm ever going to talk about here, because, whether it's the Beatles saying all you need is love, or, to me, it's just the most powerful, benevolent, that's a word, not trying to be all, I'm not trying to be all profound here, but let's just face it, there's nothing more powerful than love. I was watching the end of the movie, one of my favorite movies with Judy Garland, The Wizard of Oz, which they actually filmed very close to where I live, and literally right down the street, actually. But that being said, I was just blown away by her acting in that. All I saw, I've seen the movie, many times, but I saw the end of it, and even with commercials, I saw like the last 30 minutes of it, right as the monkeys came down, and they took all the stuffing out of the scarecrow and left him there, and they grabbed Dorothy and they took her back to the Wicked Witch of the West, and And then Toto escaped and came back and got the Tin Man and the Lion and the Scarecrow, and they all snuck in. Such brilliant acting. Oh my gosh. And but at the end, and by the way, the guy that played I never realized it, but the guy that played the wizard was just a phenomenal actor as well. And you can tell he had classical training because of the way he used language. And I'm a big lover of language. I have a master's in classical theater, so I'm a trained Shakespearean actor. And I just listened to this man speak, and right after they discovered him, when he was standing behind the curtain, he says, "Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain," and the whole thing. But when he came out and spoke, he was just so eloquent and so amazing. His use of language, when he gave them, he gave them their medals, and gave the Lion his courage. And oh my gosh, the Lion! I mean, how could you not love Bert Lahr as the Lion? He was so lovable. They should have called him the lovable lion and not the cowardly lion. But anyway, why am I saying this? Well, I don't know. I guess I was just going off on a tangent here, but I know what it was. It's about love. I was watching the I watched it to the end, and the final scene where Dorothy goes to leave Oz, and she has to say goodbye to the Lion and the Tin Man, and right after the balloon goes off without her, and the Good Witch comes down and says, "All you got to do is click your heels. You could have done that, all along, but you had to learn that, learn something first." And she said, "Well, I learned that." I think she said something like, I don't know, like all you need is what you already have to be happy, or something to that extent. And she clicks her heels. Well, before she clicks her heels, she has to say goodbye to these characters that she has, or these beings that she has become so close to through all the trials that they've gone through. And I mean, I'm weeping. I've seen the movie before, and I'm weeping, and I wasn't like like bawling tears, but I was just so moved. Number one, by her acting, 16-year-old. Judy Garland, just brilliant acting in that, and so heartfelt. And to see her have to say goodbye to these characters, it was just. And what reason I'm talking about this is because it's the holidays now, and it's a time. I just feel like a lot of what's happened for me, because I only really want to speak for myself. I don't feel like I'm qualified to speak for everybody here, but for me, I feel like. Ever since COVID happened, I wouldn't have been sitting here talking to you on this broadcast if it wasn't for what happened during COVID. And I'm not saying COVID was a good thing, but I am saying that in some way it's great that I'm, able to reach out to all you folks, because I love to hear from you and love to be able to share with you. And there's also this feeling of just kind of isolation that still exists for me. I don't know if you feel that way. If you do, put it in the chat. Let me know, and we can talk directly. You can send me a chat, even if you're watching this after the fact, meaning you're watching a replay on Facebook or whatever, or if you're here on Zoom Live with me. I don't know if I've got anybody in the chat with me right now. I don't know that I do. But that being said, if you feel isolated based on kind of what happened during the whole COVID thing, and you don't feel like you ever came out of it, I feel that way too. And I just want to say to you that you're not alone. And especially around the holidays here, it can feel like you are. Because, it's a time we're all supposed to be happy, and sometimes we are, and it's great. And I love being around my friends, and I love the whole holiday thing. Especially the food, but and the people and the family. Presents are not bad either. In fact, I got a present in the mail 2 days ago, and I have no idea who it's from. It's a cool present. I don't know where it is. It's around here somewhere. It's like a little JBL Bluetooth speaker that you can carry around with you. Really, really nice. It has an inscription on it that says something like friendship. And if you sent it to me, please let me know, because I have no idea who sent it to me. It had my name on the package when it arrived, but there was no name of who sent it. So if you were the one that did it, hey, thank you so much, and let me know who you are because I'd love to know. Yeah. So I love Shakespeare and stuff like that. I was thinking though, even Shakespeare, a lot of it talks in terms of kind of like violence and revenge. There's this famous opening to, I think it's Henry V, pretty sure, where the chorus, if you know anything about Shakespeare, there's a chorus. Now, theater started in Greece, and initially there were no actors. There was a group of people. There was a group of people called a chorus, and they all moved and spoke together until one day somebody stepped out of the chorus and became the first actor. At least that's the story, and I'm sticking to it. And so his name was Thespis, and that's why they call actors thespians. Thespis was the first person to step out of the chorus and speak as an individual on the stage in Greece. And so in Shakespeare, they have something similar because in Greek plays, the chorus kind of told you what was going to happen before it would happen, and then it would get acted out or something to that extent. Well, in Shakespeare plays, he oftentimes has a chorus, but it's one person, and they kind of act as a narrator. And for instance, there's a narrator in Henry V who's called the chorus, and he comes in at the beginning of the play. I believe this is from Henry V. He says, "Oh, for a muse of fire that would ascend the brightest heaven of invention, a kingdom for a stage, princes to act and monarchs to behold the swelling scene. Then should the warlike Harry, like himself, assume the port of Mars, and at his heels, leashed in like hounds, should famine, sword, and fire crouch for employment." So he's talking about, Henry is he's gonna bring down the wrath on whoever his enemies are, and he's talking about famine, sword, and fire, like these hounds that are leashed in that he's about to unleash. But it's always it's powerful, right? Beautiful language, and it's always wrapped around some type of revenge or violence or beating your enemy. And I just I always wonder, is that necessary? I know it sells. Certain things sell. Sex sells. Nothing wrong with sex. It sells. Obviously, if it's exploitation, then there's something wrong with that. At least in my book. So anyway, I'm rambling on here, but I would say that, I'll give you another example of the chorus from Henry V. So if you know the story of Henry V, there was, prior to that, there was Henry IV, Part 1 and 2. And if I get any of this wrong, don't hold me to it, but I'm pretty sure I know what I'm talking about here. So in Henry IV, Part 1 and 2, there were some characters. One guy was named Falstaff, and he was always messing around and getting drunk, and he was running around with the prince, not like dating him, but they were buddies, and they were going around all over different countries outside of England, or wherever they were going, and they were all in England, and they were just partying all the time. And Prince Hal, who later in Henry V became Henry V, the king, when he was a prince, and Prince Hal, everybody thought he was going to be just a terrible king because he was such a partier. He was just all over the place. And so history has it that he became one of the most valiant and greatest kings, at least the way he was chronicled in Shakespeare's play. Because in Henry V, the chorus comes out. So Prince Hal became Henry V, as I said. And there's a famous scene where the chorus comes out. This is one person, and he speaks to the audience the night before there's this big battle that's going to happen between the French and the English. And the French outnumber the English by a whole lot. And so it's expected that the French are going to win this battle, but it's the night before the battle. And the chorus comes out, and he says, Now entertain conjecture of a time when creeping murmur and the pouring dark fills the wide vessel of the universe. From camp to camp, through the foul womb of night, the hum of either army stilly sounds, that the fixed sentinels almost receive the secret whispers of each other's watch. Fire answers fire, and through their paly flames each battle sees the other's umbered face. Steed threatens steed in high and boastful neighs, piercing the night's dull ear, and from the tents the armorers accomplishing the knights with busy hammers closing rivets up, gave dreadful note of preparation. The country cocks do crow, the clocks do toll, and the third hour of drowsy morning name. Proud of their numbers and secure in soul, the confident and overlusty French do the low-rated English play at dice, and chide the crippled tardy-gated knight who like a foul and ugly witch doth limp so tediously away. The poor condemned English, like sacrifices by their watchful fires, presenteth them unto the gazing moon so many horrid ghosts. I missed something there. Anyway, he goes on to explain. He says, "Oh, now, who will behold the royal captain of this ruined band, walking from watch to watch, from tent to tent? Let him cry praise and glory on his head, for forth he goes and visits all his host, bids them good morrow with a modest smile, and bids them brothers, friends, and countrymen. Upon his royal face there is no note how dread an army hath enrounded him, nor doth he dedicate one jot of colour to the weary and all watched night, but freshly looks, and o'erbears a taint with cheerful semblance and sweet majesty, that every wretch, pining and pale before, beholding him plucks comfort from his looks. A large, yes, universal, like the sun, his liberal eye doth give to every one, thawing cold fear, that mean and gentle all behold, as may unworthiness define. A little touch of Harry in the night. And so our scene must to the battle fly, where, oh, for pity, we shall much disgrace, with 4 or 5 most vile and ragged foils, right ill-disposed in brawl ridiculous, the name of Agincourt. Yet sit and see, minding true things by what their mockeries be. Oh, okay. I missed a few spots there. Hang on, I'm going to close my door, or maybe my wife did it already. Oh, wow, I'm lucky. She did. Anyway, yeah, so I don't know if that made any sense to you guys, but and I did miss a little bit of what the English talk about, but it's a story of how this Prince Hal became this amazing king, and when they go into the battle, he ends up outsmarting the French, and well, it was written by an Englishman, so but apparently this Battle of Agincourt, they were outnumbered, and they did win the battle unexpectedly, because I think they surprise attacked them or something to that effect. So anyway, that's where you get the famous speech in the middle of the battle where he says, "Once more into the breach, dear friends, once more into the breach," or seal up something with our English dead. Anyway, I'll learn some more of it, and I'll do it for you. Yeah. So the other day, I did something that I haven't done for a long time, and that is I did some catering. If you know anything about the life of an actor, you know that they can't really keep themselves locked into a job that's full-time that they can't take time off of, because when you get a job as an actor, you end up either having to lose the job that you've been doing to kind of make money in the meantime, or have a job that's flexible enough that you can actually leave it and come back to it. And so catering is a great way to do that. I did a lot of catering. I worked for Wolfgang Puck. I've worked I worked for a company called Patina at the Music Center. I worked for a number of private catering companies. and I haven't done it for 25 years or so. But I have a friend who owns a catering company, and her name is Gwen. It's Back to the Kitchen. Great caterer, great food. And she catered a party that I was at the other day, and I was not working. I was eating, the thing I like more than working. Uh, and and I said to her, I haven't catered for a long time, but I did it for years. And if you ever need anybody, let me know. So she called me and said, hey, I need somebody for Saturday night. So this past weekend, I went out and catered. And it's an interesting thing because, you might think that it's demeaning to go out and do something like serve other people. Um, but it's all, life is all in how you look at it, because the reality is that these are people that needed me or someone like me there to be able to do what I did so that they could enjoy themselves. So I feel like I was, doing a service, and I was getting paid for it, obviously, which I'm grateful. Um, and some of them were my age. Many of them were younger than I was, and I guess if I let my ego get involved, I could say, oh, well, I shouldn't be serving them. I'm older than they are. They should be serving me. But you know what? That's ridiculous. I'm grateful for the opportunity, grateful for the ability to keep myself available for these jobs that are coming in, acting jobs. Because I got back into acting after 25 years of being away from it. I decided that it was time to go back to it. I left it 25 years ago because I couldn't figure out why I was doing it. I was like, I I don't know. I would come off stage. I was working in theater in New York City, and I would come off stage and I would think to myself, why am I doing this? And the moment I couldn't figure out why I was doing it, I stopped, and I stopped for 25 years. And part of the choice too was to stop. The life of an actor, especially a stage actor, you're kind of all over the place. I might audition in New York City, but the job might be in Baltimore, or might be in some other state, and you pick up and you go there and you do a play, and you're there for 2 months or whatever amount of time for rehearsal and performance, and then you're either back to New York City long enough to get another job somewhere, or maybe you work in New York. But the point is, you're all over the place, and I just couldn't see myself doing that while I was raising our daughter, helping to raise our daughter, that is. And I'm glad that I made the decision that I did to step away from it when I did, because I love my daughter, and I'm grateful that I had the ability to be around, even though I was working a lot to, pay for our life and pay for whatever needed to be paid for. I was working in the insurance industry, which is a whole other conversation. That almost killed me. One of the challenges I think I have is that I'm pretty good at just about anything I do. And so I really had to figure out, what do I want to do, and then stand for the right to be able to do it. And if you feel that way, then I'm going to tell you, you have the right. 'Cause it's never too late, never too late. Ba, 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 ba. Never too late to be great. And the crowd goes wild. No, I mean it. It's never too late to be great. It's never too late to do the thing that you really, really want to do. And maybe you want to do a lot of things, but it's not too late. Don't let anybody tell you it is. That being said, I want to share with you, I wrote a song recently. Actually, it was just the other day. It's a simple song, but for some reason I have a lot of trouble getting through it. Probably because there's a lot of words in it. So let's see if I can do it. Now, the story behind this song is that, I don't know if you ever had an experience where there was somebody that you had like a crush on, like in school, years and years and years ago, and it never went anywhere because they were older than you, maybe by a couple years, or they had a boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, and it just it was just something that you had in your head, but you never really had any opportunity to really follow up on it because just it made me seem like the person didn't even know you exist, right? Well, that I think that happens to a lot of people in school because you're sometimes you're an underclass person with a upper class person. I don't mean class like high class, low class. I mean like 10th graders with 12th graders and whatever it may be. And so it's pretty common, I think, that somebody has a crush or has a feeling toward somebody, has the hots for them or whatever. But they know that it's just probably never going to go anywhere. Well, I know I've experienced that in my lifetime, and I think probably most of us have. And an event fairly recently that was in honor of one of my teachers from theater school back when I was like 19, 20 years old. And at this event, I think it was actually a memorial for another teacher that had passed away. That was one of our teachers back then. And when I was there, I saw this woman that I had known back when I was 19 or 20 that I hadn't seen for a long time. Maybe I saw her once or twice on social media or something. But I had no connection with her. And we got to talking, and I don't know if I told her that I had always kind of had a crush on her. I mean, I'm married, so I didn't feel like it was wrong to say that because I wasn't going to take any action on it. But it was like, okay, well, I'll let her know that. Only to come and find out that she kind of felt the same way about me, and I never knew it. So I started thinking, wow. I mean, I didn't think much about it, but then that's the way songwriting works for me, is that when something like that or anything that's just kind of out of the ordinary happens, I might go sit down and write a song right away, or I might write a song a year, 2 years, 10 years later. But for some reason, this came to me to write a song about it. But I'm going to just say that what I did was I kind of changed the scenario for the song and thought about, well, what if somebody found out this kind of information, but they were really old, and they were so old that they couldn't do anything about it. Or not that they couldn't do anything about it, but it was questionable. So I don't know if I can get through this, but I'm going to try. This is a song called What Do You Do? Oh, and by the way, if you got any kids in the room, it's a little bit risque. So anyway, but you know what, the kind of stuff that they listen to these days, especially if they're listening to rap music and a lot of the stuff, this is nothing compared to stuff from a risque standpoint. So I think it's okay. We'll give it a shot. It goes like this. Can I get through it? Okay, here we go. If you find out someone you always had a crush on, always had a crush on you, what do you do? What do you do? Do you walk up to 'em, say you wanna do 'em, hope they wanna do you too? What do you do? What do you do? If you're getting old and you don't have time to wine and dine, 'cause you might die trying, call 'em up and get to the point. Say, just wondering if you wanna doink. If you find out someone you always had a crush on, always had a crush on you, what do you do? Do. What do you do? Can you whistle? If you find out someone you always had a crush on, always had a crush on you, what do you do? What do you do? Do you walk up to 'em, say you wanna do 'em, hope they wanna do you too? What do you do? What do you do? And if you're worried that your junk don't work, they got some pills to make you go berserk. You can pretend that you're young again if you turn out the lights before you begin. If you find out someone you always had a crush on, always had a crush on you, what do you do, do? What do you do? All right, here's my, I was watching Melissa McCarthy last night, and she played what she called the mouth horn, which sounded a little odd first, but I know what it is. And here we go, here's mine. Wah 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 wah. Oh, I have my kazoo. Wah 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 wah. Let me try this. If you find out someone you always had a crush on, always had a crush on you, what do you do, do? What do you do? Do you walk up to 'em, say you wanna do 'em, hope they wanna do you too? What do you do? What do you do? And if you have somebody, if you have somebody that special to you, no, how's it go? Oh, I have it written down here. Oh, here we go. If there's someone, if you have somebody special in your life, a girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, or wife, you better walk away and don't think twice. 'Cause if you don't, you're gonna pay the price. If you find out someone you always had a crush on, always had a crush on you, what do you do? What do you do? Hey, you guys are the first to hear that. Actually, that's not quite true. I did send a recording to two people. One to my ex what would it be, stepmother? No, that wouldn't be a stepmother. Yeah, my ex stepmother, Taj. Hey Taj, love you Taj. Anyway, I sent that to her because she likes my sense of humor, I think. If not, then whatever. And I sent it to a buddy of mine named Billy, who's also a musician. I don't know I don't know what Billy thinks of it, but I'm just happy I got through it. You know what's funny is that song is it's simple, right? Doom da doom da doom dee ba doom da. You know, it's like nothing difficult to play if you play the guitar. But I'm really a lyricist, and I have so many songs that I think are funny. I don't know if you thought that one was funny. And I apologize if I offended anybody out there with some of the risque aspects. But, you know, like I said, there's nothing wrong with sex. Sex is not a bad thing. We just have a Puritan ethic in our society, and that says, oh, shame, bad. You know what I think is really interesting is, I was thinking about this the other day, is when they call somebody maybe I shouldn't talk about this because I don't know what I'm about to say. Yeah, you got to be always got to be a little careful what comes out of your mouth when you're flying, shooting from the hip and flying by the seat of your pants, like I pretty much am every time I come on here. But I guess I was just kind of thinking about how men and women have these different associations that people have. Like if a man has a lot of partners in his lifetime, he's a stud. And if a woman, then she's a slut. And it's like, why is that? That double standard. And I was thinking about, it's okay to be a bad boy, what do they call it when a woman likes guys that are kind of not bad guys, but bad boys. oh, you like bad boys or whatever. Um, there's no equivalent like good boy unless you're talking about a little kid, right? You're a good boy. Oh, you be a good boy. Go eat your oatmeal. Be a good boy. Or a dog. Good boy. Be a good boy. Good boy. Good girl. She's a good girl. Well, that means that she doesn't do anything that she shouldn't be doing, especially sexually, right? She's a good girl. Or bad girl. She's a bad girl. There's no, oh, she's a stud. No, she's a bad girl. Anyway, I think it's so interesting, these mixed messages, or not mixed messages, but just I guess because I have a daughter, and I love her so much, and I want to see her thrive, which she is, and I'm so grateful. But I think when you have a daughter, any guys out there that have had a daughter, your way of viewing women becomes different, because you're like, wait a minute, yeah, I have a daughter, so you need to treat women better. I wish it didn't take that for men to sometimes to recognize that, but whatever it takes. Hey, whatever it takes. Anyway, I'm on here babbling. Could probably play another song for you. Let's see, what can we do? Well, it's the holiday time. I'm gonna show you guys something. I have a lot of clothing. I get most of it used. So, let's see. This is one I got. I'm gonna put this on, and my wife usually looks at me like I'm crazy when I come home with stuff, which I am kind of crazy. But it doesn't go too well with this jacket. I mean, with this shirt. But it's a cool jacket. It's a Christmas jacket, as you can see. And the thing I like about it is it's got a little battery pack in here somewhere. Where is it? It's in the pocket. Aha. Let's see, pull this out. And this is a really cheaply made jacket. But you see this battery pack right here? Well, I'm going to check it out, because the batteries are probably dead. But there's all these little lights that are like somehow inside the jacket. I'm not exactly sure how. But if I can get the battery pack to work, this thing is going to like sparkle. I'm not sure where the lights are. They're in here somewhere. When you get it going, though, apparently you can be seen from across the street pretty easily if you're driving. If you're walking across the street at night, Christmas, and maybe somebody had too much eggnog, and you don't want them to hit you. You just put on that jacket. All right. Gosh, I'm really washed out by this light here. Let me see what I can do, because I'm looking at how washed out I am. All right. Maybe that'll be a little better. Oh, now I'm all blurry. Whoa. Okay, come on now. You can come back. You can come back. Aha. There I am. All right. So, if you're watching this for the first time, thank you for being here. I'm going to put myself in the accountability corner. I do this every week. The accountability corner. And last week I said that so just so you know what that is, that's where I say what I'm going to do between now and next Sunday with Silvers. And last week I said I was going to reach out to some more agents. Yeah, I didn't do that. But what I did do is I did submit myself again, which I had stopped doing for a while now. I submitted myself for some more auditions. So I get these, I'm on this thing called Actors Access, which if you are familiar with it, you get breakdowns, which are listings of people that they were looking, or characters or roles in film that they're looking to fill, film or TV, that they're looking for actors for. And you submit your picture and resume, and they either call you or send you an email saying, yeah, we want you to audition, or they don't. And I was getting so many auditions before, which I'm grateful for, but you have to have somebody read with you, because a lot of them, the auditions, they have a second character or even third or fourth character, and you're only reading for that one character. So you have to have somebody who can read with you the other characters off camera, and you're pretending that you're talking to all these characters. And it was just getting overwhelming because I was getting sometimes 5 and 6 a week, and having my wife help me with them. And so I kind of chilled out there for a while, but I'm getting back into it, and I am going to look for an agent. So boom, there you go, accountability corner. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do, because that's what it's about. It's about follow through. We can talk till we're blue in the face about what we're going to do, but nobody's going to do it for us. We got to do it ourselves, and I realize that. So recommit myself, put myself back in the accountability corner, and say that this week I'll be reaching out to some agents. But I did reach out to some modeling agents because I figure, hey, I'm doing okay for 60, 63. Maybe they want to put me on, some car commercial or something. I don't know. I just think it would be fun. I'm not, I don't care that much about doing it just to do it for the fun of it. And who knows? I think as long as I'm having fun, that's the most important thing. Same for you. I was talking to somebody the other day about, what they want to do with their life, and they said, it's a buddy of mine named Tony, and Tony said, I'm just reevaluating right now what I can do that will be fun. And that's so important, because I know we need money to survive in this world and to thrive in this world. And if we can get it to come to us, or allow it to come to us in ways that we enjoy, hey, that's the best. That's the best. So one of the things that I'll be doing is releasing an album pretty soon. If not an album, but I've learned that it's probably better not to release all the songs at once. But I have so many songs recorded. I'm going to go into the studio with my buddy Chris Freeman. We're going to go in the studio and record next week. And I've been down and recorded 15 songs in 5 hours with just me and my guitar. And I've got all these silly songs like the one I sang to you earlier called What Do You Do? I'm thinking I can release that under the title Almost, what did I say? Almost Tasteless. Almost Tasteless. Not quite. For some reason I like being almost tasteless. Like maybe it's the Gemini in me. I want to be. I want to promote love and togetherness and all that stuff people might call hippie stuff or whatever. But the real deal stuff. I want to be a stand for that. And then there's this other side of me that just wants to be ridiculous. And maybe that's why I enjoy acting. I don't know. But let's see. I pulled out something here to sing for you. I have no idea why I chose this, because the reality is that there's no reality to it, or there's no reason, rhyme or reason to it. But it goes like this. See. I'll try it. United we stand, divided we fall. That is why I am risking it all. I'm betting on love, I am going all in, 'cause that's the only way everybody wins. The things that we say, well, let me see, the things that I do. How's it go? I got it right here. Okay. The things that I do to you, they come back to me. And the things that you do to me, they come back to you. We all lose if we choose hate. Let's choose love right now. It's not too late. No, come on now. The things that we do, they mean more than the things we say. Our actions speak much louder than our words at the end of the day. I promise to be there for you. I hope you will be there for me too. So what you gonna do? United we stand. Ha! Divided we fall. That is why I am risking it all. I'm betting on love. I am going all in. 'Cause that's the only way. Everybody wins. We are one big family. So come on, take a stand with me. We will never truly be the home of the brave and the land of the free. Till everybody wins. Everybody wins. The things that I do for you, they come back to me. And the things that you do for me, they come back to you. There's no limit to our love. Together we can rise above like a shining dove. United we stand. All right. Divided we fall. That is why I am risking it all. I'm betting on love. I am going all in. 'Cause that's the only way. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Can you sing it? Everybody wins. United we stand. Divided we fall. United we stand. Divided we fall. Everybody wins. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Love to you all. Happy holidays. Look forward to seeing you soon. If you're watching the replay, drop me a note. Let me know if you want to hear any particular song. And for now, I will see you soon. Bye now.